not satisfied. I don't have that gold medal. I'm hungry. I know I've put in the work, and I'm just ready to go out there and finally get what I've been working so hard for.
Alright, so for those of you that didn't know, that was Lolo Jones, an American track and field and bobsled athlete who specializes in the 60 and 100 meter hurdles. So today I'm going to be analyzing the hurdling movement, specifically in the lead leg. And I'll be talking about the 3 different phases and analyzing the movement in the hip, knee, and ankle joint in each of these phases. So first off, what is hurdling? According to the Mechanics of Sprinting and Hurdling written by Dr. Ralph Mann, hurdling is the act of running and jumping over an obstacle at high speed. So for the first phase, we call this phase the takeoff phase, or attacking the hurdle phase. In this phase, looking at the lead leg, we notice hip flexion, knee flexion, and the ankle in a slightly dorsiflexed position. The muscles being used to flex the hip are the iliopsoas muscles concentrically working, while the glute maximus and hamstrings are eccentrically working. At the knee, we have knee flexion. The muscles being used here are the hip flexors concentrically working, while the quads and glutes are eccentrically working. The ankle is slightly dorsiflexed, causing the gastroc to eccentrically contract. During the second phase, we call this phase the transition phase or movement phase. According to Ralph Linderman, who wrote about the 110-meter hurdle theory and technique, he states that during this phase, the important thing is to minimize this phase as much as possible. Here we see the hip is again flexed while the knee is extended and the ankle is slightly dorsiflexed. Now that the knee is extended, the quads are working concentrically at the knee and eccentrically at the hip. During the third and final phase, we call this phase the touchdown phase or the landing phase. We see that the leg is grounded in an extended and vertical position. We see that the calf muscles, mainly the gastroc, is working concentrically to plantar flex the foot. The quads are working concentrically to extend the knee, and the hip is in a slightly extended position as the hamstrings are working concentrically to prepare to take that push off after landing. According to the Biomechanics of Hurdling written by McLean, he states that the proper touchdown is having your body slightly behind but almost on top of your foot when you land. Alright, and for review we got Phase 1, the takeoff, Phase 2, the transition phase, and Phase 3, touchdown. Now that we've discussed the proper technique on how to hurdle, let's go ahead and take a look at what can happen when you don't do it correctly. One of the most common hurdler injuries is the hamstring strain. It is caused simply by clearing a lot of hurdles, so it's an occupational hazard. Those who extend the lead leg too far or lock out the knee of the lead leg instead of driving the knee and snapping down are more prone to hamstring strains of the lead leg. Another common injury in hurdling are calf strains. Calf strains are usually caused by coming back to full speed, balls of the feet sprinting too soon after a rest period.